What's going on, everybody? It's here and welcome to another Pokemon video. Today, we're a month late. Not gonna lie, we're late, but we are actually talking about the Pokemon Direct. Now, like I said, I'm gonna do a full announcement video. Here it is. One thing I need to get off my chest at the beginning of this is that this is my opinion on what everything's going down in the Pokemon Direct. Meaning that if I think it's good and you think it's bad, more power to you. I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong, but more power to you. Another thing is that I'm gonna try and go through everything as swiftly and as efficiently as I can without rambling too long on a certain topic. And some topics I want to do for their own videos, so if I do want to do that, then I'll make it clear in this video. I'll talk about more in its own video. So without further ado, let's get started.
Happy, joy, joy, happy, joy, joy.
Alright, the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, or XD. I can look back at my script, but I'm not wanting to. The demo is out right now, and the game comes out March 6th. Now, the way they're doing this demo is actually really smart. So the way that they're doing this demo is that you play through the demo up to a certain point. What that point is, I don't know. I haven't played yet. Once you get to that point, I'm assuming you can either restart and play through that demo again, or you can just leave it alone until March, and then when the game comes out, you buy the game, and once you install it onto your Switch, it takes up where that demo left off. How they're going to go about it in terms of like stopping you at a certain point and telling you where you can and can't go, no idea. But I do believe this is a smarter way. Shut your mouth. But I do believe this is a smarter way to go about doing these types of demos. With the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo, it was more like little tidbits, little teases of what there is in the game. You collect items so you can put them into your game and make it a little bit easier. Now, whether that's a bad way to do a demo or not is up to you. For me, it's not a bad way, but I think this way is a much better one. Now, this is another one where I'm not going to talk about anything about the gameplay until I have played the demo. So keep an eye out, subscribe to the channel to keep up and make sure that I actually post that video.
Happy, joy, joy, happy, joy, joy.
Alright, next up is the Express Pass, and oh boy, have we got a lot to unpack with this. So the Express Pass is basically made up of two different sections. It'll be released in June of 2020, but I don't have an exact date, just know sometime in June. Now the Express Pass is divided into two parts. You pay $30 for both parts. One half is released on June on the release date. The other half, I think they said they were releasing in November of the same year, which it sounds like a long time to wait, but I'd rather wait longer and have a better game as opposed to get both halves now and say it's shit. The two paths that I'm talking about are the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These, of course, taking place, I don't know if they're taking place immediately after Sword and Shield post-game, but it takes place sometime after. If I had to guess, maybe at minimum a week, at most a month. I don't think they're going to do a Naruto style where they skip 2 years, or if you aren't a weeb, the black and white and black 2 white 2 where they skip 2 years. I don't think they're going to do that. I do think that they are going to do a week to a month after the events of Sword and Shield post game. Shut your mouth, phone. And then you play from there. Another good thing is that it actually picks up where you left off in Sword and Shield. You don't actually have to restart your game. It's just like, oh, you beat the champion, you beat the post game, here you go. Another thing I want to talk about is that some people on Twitter, whenever they first announced this anyway, I haven't seen anything on Twitter since, but some people are mad that this is a DLC instead of a third installment of the game. Those people have the combined IQ of a spoon. Now let me ask you this, when Pokemon Sword and Shield first came out, they were $60 a piece, meaning that you either bought the double pack, assuming you bought both games, you either bought the double pack for $100 when you pre-ordered it, or you didn't pre-order it and you paid $120 for both games. Now let me ask you this, which would you rather do? Would you rather pay $30 for your main game, or $60 for both games, or would you rather spend another $60 on one game, play the entirety of Galar again, just to get a few different Pokemon and a few different elements of the story? For me, that's a no fucking brainer. With all previous installments of the game, I don't think DLC was even an option. Even for games like X and Y, Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I do not think those were an option. Just the 3DS and the DS hardware was just not capable of putting this much on here. The Switch is very much capable of this. Very much so. So no, I don't mind if this is a DLC. I knew there was going to be DLC for this game whenever they announced that not all of the Pokemon were going to be in this game. The people who are mad about being DLC are the same people who are mad about the National Dex.
Happy, joy, joy, happy, joy, joy.
Speaking of National Dex, no, we're not getting all 800 and some odd Pokemon in this game. Still, and I don't care. However, we are getting 200 new Pokemon to the game. From previous games anyway, not 200 brand new Pokemon. That'd be asking way too much. Examples of them being Talonflame, Venusaur, Blastoise, and Garchomp. 2 of those are no-brainers if you saw the Direct. And even if you don't buy the Express Pass, you can still either transfer them from previous games when Pokemon Home comes out, if it's not out already. Or if you have friends who have these mons, you can still trade with them back and forth. So if you don't have the money to buy the DLC, you can still get any Pokemon that have been confirmed to be brought into the game. Along with the previous Pokemon, we are also getting all the legendaries back. I don't know if it's all including mythicals, but at least all box art legendaries, all the trios, and a couple other odd ones like Latios and Latias are getting into the game. You'll be able to catch them in underground Dynamax dens, or whatever they're called. I call them Dynamax dens, I'm sure they're called something else, they're just called dens. But you're able to catch those in underground ones, and that's gonna be wild. Imagine if the Pokemon that you catch, the legendaries, can still Dynamax. Now I've heard rumors from a couple people that you can Dynamax these legends, like they found code for them, but I don't know if it's code for when you catch them, or you can actually use these Pokemon. Imagine Dynamax Rayquaza, and imagine if you could actually Mega Evolve Rayquaza and then Dynamax him. That would be above anything goes. That is just like, you hate the person you're fighting.
Happy, joy, joy, happy, joy, joy.
On top of getting new Pokemon, we're also getting new Galarian forms. Galarian forms we have been confirmed to get are Galarian Slowpoke, Galarian Slowbro, Galarian Slowking, Galarian Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. Now, you cannot get any of these Pokemon yet. The only one you can get right now is Galarian Slowpoke. He can't evolve, but you can Shiny Hunt him. So if you want to get a jump start on getting a Shiny Galarian Slowpoke, that way, whenever the Express Pass comes out in June, you can evolve them into Slowbro and Slowking. Now's your chance to do that. Me and myself, I don't know how good he is. I haven't been able to find one yet. I just updated my Switch as of recording this yesterday. I'm recording this the 24th of January. Yeah, it's been that long.
Happy, joy, joy, happy, joy, joy.
Along with Galarian forms, we're also getting new Gigantamax forms. So far, the only ones that we've been shown are Gigantamax, Venusaur, Blastoise, Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon. Now, I don't know how they're going to go about the Gigantamax starters. In my head, it makes a lot of sense to take the starter that you were given and make it to where it can Dynamax. Dynamax. Why did I say it like that? Where it can get its Dynamax form. Now, whether or not this is broken is up to the person in question. In my head, it makes sense that your starter can get its own form, and it should be able to go into that own form whenever you get it. In this case, I think that you can take it to a special person, says, hey, we've discovered that it can get a new form. If you give it to me, then I can train it to get that form.
Happy, joy, joy, happy, joy, joy.
Moving on to new characters, we have Mustard. The man's name is a condiment! Boy, how do you look like every white granddad ever mixed with every stereotypical Chinese man ever and be named Mustard? If he doesn't make condiment puns the entire time we're talking to him, I'm going to be very disappointed, and I'm probably also going to be disappointed if he does. But he is the original champion of Galar, and he is the person who trained Leon to be the champion. And I think he'll be pretty cool. He also gives us one of the Pokemon that is heavily advertised in the trailers. I will not be going over what Pokemon it is yet, and we'll be talking about it later on in this video. He takes you under his wing along with 2 other trainers, both of which aspire to be gym leaders, which, if you ask me, is a lesser champion, and that is the eyes of a quitter for me. You have Clara, the poison type user if you play sword, and you have Avery, the psychic type user if you use shield. Frankly, us shield users got robbed. They got Clara, but at the same time we got that snow type gym leader. Can't remember her name, so I can't be too mad either. There's also another character that they do not explain who he is in the trailers. They just show him for a quick second for the Tundra Crown DLC. So I think he'll be up on the screen. I think this is Rion's dad. It gives me a lot of vibes about him anyway. Mainly just because the skin tone and the little teeth thing on the hood. But I don't know. This could be Rion's dad or at least a relative.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
Now comes to the meaty part of this video. All the new Pokemon that we're seeing. Not old Pokemon that are being introduced. New Pokemon being introduced. On the list we have Kubfu, the Pokemon in question. I talked about Mustard. And he evolves into the main Pokemon of the armor, Urshifu. Now, Urshifu is a very weird case. Everyone's calling him the legendary of this one, and I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that this is a Pokemon that can be bred. It's like a pseudo in a sense, and the lore behind it is that he wants to be strong enough to take on the legendaries or the gods. So he trains himself as a youngling, aka Kubfu, and evolves to Urshifu. Now, depending on which game you have, Urshifu has two different forms. In Shield, you have the Dark Fighting form of Urshifu, and in Sword, you have the Fighting Water style. Fighting Water style seems cooler in my eyes, if you ask me. They also each have their own Gigantamax form. They didn't really touch on what they do. They just say that they have their own ability, and I don't know if you can transfer over them between Sword and Shield. I'm sure you could. They don't say it, but I think that's just a given. You're gonna be able to. How the fuck do you pronounce that name? Calyrex? Cyrex? Calyrex is the DLC Pokemon for the Crown Tundra. Now, they didn't tell us much about this thing. They didn't give us a typing. It was at this part here that I realized that I fucked up, and it's actually Psychic Grass. So overrule everything that I say from this point forward. Said that it's the DLC for the Crown Tundra. If you have to ask me, I think that he is a Psychic type user. Maybe Ice Psychic because he's in the Tundra, but I could honestly see him being anything. Like, this thing just looks weird to me. But I really believe that it's a Psychic type. He got big brain. He got big brain energy. The last thing they showed us as far as new Pokemon goes is that we are getting 2 new Regis. They showed us a line of us getting the 3 Regis. Rather than showing us Regigigas, we get 2 new ones. They haven't released the typings of them yet, or the names. I don't even think they even touched on the fact that they're releasing 2 new Regis in the Direct. I think they just kind of brushed over it to give it like more suspense. Now, like I said, they haven't released the types, but obviously this one here is going to be Electric type. I can almost guarantee you that. This one right here gives me Dark type vibes. Now, it could be not Dark type, it could be Fire, it could be Steel, whatever. It gives me a lot of Dark type vibes. But now the Electric type one, I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it right here on this video. It's going to be named either Regielektric or Regizap. I'm calling it right now. And that's basically, in a nutshell, what happened in all the Direct. I'm sure I can go into a lot more detail, but this video would be like 2 hours long if I did. I have no idea how long this video is already. I just know it's long enough. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, comment below what you think of the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, helps channel, helps series, helps me as a whole. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya. Now that I've waited on my phone, I gotta wait on my clock again. This is a bonus clip. You guys, anytime this thing goes off while I'm recording, this is gonna be a bonus clip. I want to make a compilation by the end of this fucking series, see how many times it does it.